Well, he jumped off the wagon and he spread out his hands. Brace yourselves and calm.
Hey, we're the Incredibus. Welcome. Come on in and check it out.
Oh, hey, Steve.
Hey.
So this is our bus, the Incredibus. We have a 24-inch roof raise for extra storage. We got a lot of stuff because we have 5 people that live in here. My wife and I and 3 kids. 14-year-old Sierra is behind you. We have couches here that slide out. They come together like a lot of other people do.
Sure.
And then the cushion just lays down. It's a little wider and a little longer than a queen bed. We really needed the roof raise because we have he was 6 when we moved in here and he needed his own space really bad. So he sleeps up there and he feels like the king and we all feel like happy subjects.
There you go.
When he's behind there. And originally we were just gonna drop a curtain here and one here and have kids on opposite sides. But my daughter is 5'10" and she deserves to be around nobody sometimes. So she goes in the back pretty often. If you'll step right here, Steve, we have that rug there. You can see the loft. That's pretty special. We're pretty proud with how that turned out. Big enough for any 6 to 8-year-old.
Yeah.
We've put this synthetic grass because we're from Atlanta and we didn't know that they made really nice AstroTurf. And our floor was just taking a beating because 5 people's traffic in the same spot every day, and the grass is really soft and nice and it's warm in the morning.
Well, it's very barefoot friendly.
It is very, and then we have a diesel heater under here that's tapped into my 100-gallon tank there.
Yep.
And we just open a fan in the back and it really makes this bus very hot, even down to, you know, 20 degrees. We have 1.5 inches of polyiso insulation on all sides, and that keeps us about 20 to 25 degrees warmer than the exterior, which is perfect. We did have a washer dryer here, but it's really not realistic for us because we want to boondock almost exclusively.
Sure.
We also have this sink that we love. It is the only sink in here. We don't have one in the bathroom, but you'll see why when we go in there because we've got other stuff in the bathroom. Full-size fridge. It has a digital inverter. I think it uses less electricity, but I'm not really sure if that's the case. I haven't done the math. I'd rather not know. I'd rather just believe that it's good.
As long as it works.
Right.
We just like that it's big and it can fit all the food our kids
Right.
want.
With this many people, you definitely need a big fridge.
Absolutely.
And an ice maker, stuff that people are always like, wow, what do you got? This rack was great. We think this is a lot of fun and it was really inexpensive. We got it on eBay.
I've said many things. People have that. I did that in my farmhouse, a big old farm sink. Did that and went just inspired one day, and it made our life so much easier. Just wash them and rack them.
No more drying dishes.
Right into
drips
the
into the sink. We do have a drying rack here too, but we really use this as more counter space. We have a lot of counter space. You can see the butcher block here. Back in this corner, we don't use too much. This is a big one we use for school supplies almost exclusively, and they're under here. You guys have probably seen these latches before, but everybody that doesn't live in a bus thinks these are just the coolest thing they've ever seen.
I saw those on Jack Sawston's bus the first time I saw it when we were building that. And went,
that's awesome.
If I'd known those existed before, I would have done them in mine. But
well, and we do have a strap that goes around our fridge here, but it would be nice if they made something like this where we could just close the fridge doors.
And we have
it's stainless, so it's not magnetic.
No, it's not.
Right.
Yeah, so you can't just slap a big magnet across.
Yeah.
We have a bunch of stuff we want to stick on there and we haven't done it. We stick it on our water heater instead, actually. We have, if you hit that light at the end, Mandy. We do have blinds up in here. It's a little darker than normal. We have tons of windows. This is just tempered glass. It's definitely better than the school bus windows that were in there, but it's not as good as double pane. I would probably do that if I had it to do over, or just put RV windows in it. This water heater has pictures of our family. We're called the Incredibus because we dressed up as the Incredibles.
Sure.
Let me show you this. This is probably... So that's us about 10 years ago, and we thought, man, we should be more incredible. So we sold our house. Actually, this house in the background there. But anyway, we got a bunch of pictures like this. You don't have to see them all. But only magnets go on there. We have a full propane stove, and this stove is actually nicer than any we've ever had in our house. We had an electric stove before and didn't realize how great propane would be. We have this and the water heater that use propane. We use about 20-pound tank of propane a month. It's really good. It really seems like it uses less than we expected for sure. We've got a little storage here. We don't have like a pop-out spice rack. We have one above the oven right there.
Right.
If you pull the oven out, that rack can come down and it's just bare wall, so we can change that if we want. If you come this way, there's a step up right here. My wife loves these little corners. It's just like our pantry, basically. You can see what's there all the time.
Sure.
It does get dusty driving down dusty roads because I did not see the bus perfectly. This step up here is for plumbing, which is under our bathtub and shower, and we have a flush toilet that goes to our black tank. This is a full-size bathtub, which is why we don't have a sink in here. We just have the big sink out there, no little sink in here. We thought it'd be not too useful.
I only have one sink in my bus because, like, really 5 steps away I've got a sink. Why put another one in?
It's a waste of plumbing. It's a waste of plumbing.
We've seen some that have a little one in the master in the back too, just to brush your teeth, and you just end up spitting on the sides of the sink and stuff.
Yeah.
I don't think it's great. This was gonna be my wife and I's love nest bedroom, the master back here. There's storage under here that's pretty substantial. I mean, that goes with the theme of our bus, which is storage everywhere. We weren't sure if we were ready to get rid of everything, and we do all 4 seasons. We spent all last winter skiing, and we spent a lot of time in the sand in the desert too. So it's important that we have lots of different types of clothes.
Well, one of the buses I did, I think the one that was last week's video, her father builds boats. And when you're building a schoolie, if you think if it was a boat, how could I get more storage in here?
Yeah, it's the same.
What I did on mine. Every cubic inch I could find, I did storage.
Yeah.
So.
So and then we ended up putting more shelves back here. We thought about doing a Murphy bed when we decided to move my teenage daughter back here. You can see she's got Tom Holland and a bunch of teenage type stuff.
Sure.
I've got my fuse panel here for everything that's 12 volts. And then I have my breaker panel here for everything that's 120 volts. Under here is my battery pack. It is a 12 volt, 800 amp hour. These are custom lithium iron prismatic cells. They go all the way to the wall.
Right.
They weigh about 30 pounds each. I've got more under your feet. I did have a more robust system, but I messed up the batteries. I didn't really know what I was doing. I thought I did, and I did a good job, but I did not take care of them the way that I was supposed to. So I disconnected them. This is my inverter charger. It's actually charging right now. You can hear maybe the generator, but definitely the fan on the inverter. And then that keeps us, 2 or 3 days. We don't have to run the generator if we charge them up completely.
Right.
In the front, I don't know if you noticed, there's a bunch of solar panels. Oh, let me show you this, Steve. These are the stickers that my wife has traded over the last 2 years with lots of different
Who's the
people.
best one?
I was hoping you might notice.
Yeah, I was looking for it.
We've got a celebrity sticker on there.
Oh, come on.
But yeah, so we've met a lot of the people here at Skooliepalooza. We traded a bunch of these through the mail, but we just love having them.
Oh, sure.
I have to say, if you guys have not seen the tour of Ripple, if Steve has done a tour of the Ripple bus,
yeah.
It's just...
That's amazing.
It's just incredible. Our bus is called Incredible, but that bus actually is incredible.
Oh, in the last 4 years, I've toured over 200 buses. Wow. And I've seen some that just, my jaw dropped, some of the ideas that people have come up with. And
really?
There's one guy who was here last year, I really liked it. He had sort of almost like a cathedral door. It was pointy when he opened on the side of his bus. He said it was a nightmare he built the door and then trying to build the frame for it. And he's like, next time build the frame, then build the door to fit the frame. But he put a slide out. I mean, a kid slide. So the kids would run on the bus and slide out the side.
That's awesome.
And
that'll keep
I'm like, that's cool.
Clean.
He had to take the slide out because there were so many kids running through his bus.
Yeah.
So
we wanted
We're going to talk about our windows up front.
What windows?
Our driver windows.
Yeah, so we are replacing the battery in the Yukon. So that is a Yukon battery. This is a Roku. I'm not sure why it's hanging down here. But these are solar panels. They're supposed to be on the roof. Our turbo went out about 2 weeks ago, so we spent some time fixing that, and now we are going to put the solar on the roof. These are actually truck windows from an old diesel truck, and they go all the way up and all the way down. People think
nice.
That's pretty interesting. It feels more like driving a regular vehicle then, except for this roof. People ask me how close the roof is, if I've ever hit my head. I've never hit my head on the roof when I'm sitting, and this is there's stuff in this seat just so we...
Yeah, I mean...
These are charge controllers for the roof, for the solar. But if I'm sitting in this chair, I'm pretty close to the roof. But I've never hit the roof. And then in the Yukon, which has a big seat too, I'm the same distance from the roof. So it looks tight, maybe.
Just don't hit a big bump.
If you're used to a bus that has tons of headroom, maybe don't put a loft up there. But if you have a 6-year-old who needs his own space,
oh yeah,
put a loft up there. Here's a pillow with our name on it. But yeah, I think these shelves are really lifesavers. We've got our board games. We've got more board games and Legos under here in storage.
Yep.
We've got just everything we need. We've got two 15,000 BTU air conditioners, heat pumps on the roof, and we've got central air. We haven't seen that in too many buses, where there's different vents all the way through.
Right.
We have a fan above the loft in the front, a fan above the shower, and a fan above the master bedroom. So if we want to keep good airflow through here, it's pretty good. Especially when the flies come in sometimes, depending if we're in Wyoming near some livestock or something.
I've been fighting flies out here since November.
Yeah. And what else, Mandy?
So.
What else is special? What do we love about it? The teal is really a beach house vibe, and you know, where we're from in the South, we feel like this bus it's just what resonates with us. It's a vacation home, and that's what we wanted it to be, as our vacation home on wheels.
And we came from a craftsman style house, and we wanted to have a craftsman style bus so that we kind of felt like, and we were just very comfortable.
Sure.
So that's why our bus looks the way it does. But I'll tell you the two things that I wanted to know.
Bougie and comfortable are synonyms in this conversation we're having right now.
But the two things that I worried about when we moved into a bus is, where do people put their laundry and where do people hang their towels? So we put our laundry up here, and we have collapsible laundry bins, and then in our bathroom we have 2 shower curtains, and we double hang our towels on the shower curtain, and it works out. And it's home.
You can see Buddy the Elf, he stays with us year-round because we don't have a house. He doesn't want to lose track of us. Sure. We have this giant TV because it's the one we had in our house, and it just came with us.
Yep. Well, thank you for the tour.
Did we do a good job?
I really like what you guys have done with the bus.
Thank you for looking at it.
If somebody wanted to get a hold of you, ask some questions, you
show them a sticker. My wife made the stickers when we first found out about stickers.
Yeah, I did.
And we give these away to anyone that comes up to our bus.
Yep.
But on Instagram, we're the Incredibus.
Okay.
Oh, we have a sign right here. We just made this for Skoolies. Look at how fancy it is.
Right. So you never know. Somebody might get a hold of you, and there you go.
We may sell it if the price is right. Everything has a price.
I've always said right from the beginning, if somebody came with a big enough bucket or big enough basket of money, I'll move out.
Right. I'll mention it to her first.
I'll do another bus.
But we'll do another bus.
Yeah, you may want to warn her if you're selling the bus out from under her. But yeah.
Hey, some hippies just offered me some really cool crystals for the bus. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a big crystal. I saw it. It's nice. It's not big enough for me, but
yeah. He said, he said that it was for sale. It's a very large crystal.
Well, thank you.